When Justin and Selena first collided, it was like watching a fairy tale unravel in real time. He was the floppy-haired prodigy breaking records with Baby. She was the Disney star with the smile that could light up a stadium. Even before they were officially a couple, he was dropping hints in interviews, shyly calling her cute, already planting the seeds of something bigger. The spark became official when they stepped into each other's worlds. A mix of red carpets, basketball games, and moments so intimate they felt stolen from a movie set. This wasn't subtle. Justin wasn't hiding her away. He was loud about it, like a kid desperate to tell the world he was in love. One night in 2011 sealed it. He rented out the entire Staples Center so they could watch Titanic in private. Just them, a big empty arena, and a love story on the big screen. It was extravagant, over the top, and exactly the kind of thing you do when you're not just in love, but consumed by it. Selena would later call it one of the sweetest things anyone had ever done for her. And in those years, that was Justin. Grinning like he'd won the lottery whenever she was around, sneaking her into his songs, holding her hand like the cameras didn't exist. But love like that burns hot, and it doesn't always last. By 2012, they were breaking up, getting back together, then splitting again. The kind of cycle that keeps you hooked even when it's unhealthy. In 2015, Justin was caught serenading her with My Girl in a hotel bar, while she sat a few feet away, smiling in that way that makes you think maybe, just maybe, there was still a chance. That was the thing about him with Selena. Even when he messed up, and there were plenty of rumors about cheating, some whispering Hailey's name long before she was his wife, he still spoke about Selena with a strange mix of regret and reverence. He called her his first real love. You could hear it in tracks like What Do You Mean and Where Are You Now? Heartbreak dripping from every lyric. At the same time, the world was watching him fall apart. Arrest, clashes with paparazzi, reckless stunts. The spiral was public and ugly. And yet, even at his lowest, he never went for Selena's throat. He could be messy everywhere else, but when it came to her, there was still softness, a line he didn't cross. In 2017, after her kidney transplant, he showed up at her door with coffee in hand, looking like a man who still believed in second chances. For a while, they tried again. TMZ even reported couples therapy sessions, but the shadow of Hailey Baldwin was already in the room, and by 2018, it was done for good. Selena walked away. Justin seemed broken. That's when everything flipped. Barely weeks after that final split, he was with Hailey again. This time, it wasn't casual. By July 2018, they were engaged. 2 months later, married. No real pause, no solo healing, just a headfirst plunge into a new life. Justin said he wanted to settle down, to find peace, to escape the chaos. And maybe Hailey offered that stability. But stability isn't the same as passion. The grand gestures vanished. The romantic intensity of the Selena years faded into something quieter, more restrained. Fans started noticing the cracks. In 2020, a video went viral of Justin shutting a car door while Hailey was still stepping out. It seemed small, but to people who remembered him shielding Selena from screaming crowds, it felt telling. Then came the arcade clip. Hailey beats him at a game, and instead of laughing, he snaps. The tone was sharp, the mood off. Public moments like that piled up, painting a picture of a man who was less patient, less affectionate in the open. The 2021 Met Gala drove it home. They step onto the carpet and the crowd starts chanting, "Selena! Selena!" Justin's jaw tightens. Hailey's expression freezes. He keeps walking. No arm around her, no comfort, just distance. With Selena, those moments were different. He'd pull her close, shield her from the noise. With Hailey, he seemed emotionally elsewhere. Even online, the contrast was hard to ignore. Back in the Jelena days, Justin's Instagram was practically a scrapbook of their romance. Black and white photos, captions like, "Our love is unconditional." With Hailey, the early posts were gushy, but by 2023, they read more like obligatory anniversary updates than love letters. The passion in his words had cooled. Then, in 2025, Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco sparked a new round of drama. Justin began posting cryptic memes one's fans were quick to interpret as subtle shade. Hailey stayed silent, smiling for photos, holding their life together while the internet dissected every move. And then there's the music. With Selena, he poured his soul into albums like Purpose, turning heartbreak into anthems. Songs like Sorry and Love Yourself carried guilt, longing, and vulnerability. With Hailey, his first album after marriage was Changes. Sweet in places, yes, but critics said it felt thin, like he was trying to convince himself he was happy. Tracks like Yummy lacked the depth of his earlier work. Even he admitted in interviews that the inspiration was different. More about finding calm than chasing a muse. Body Language told its own story. In 2012, he's courtside with Selena, arm wrapped around her, mid-kiss. Both of them lit up from the inside. Years later in LA, he's walking ahead of Hailey, head down, while she trails behind. At a Vegas event in 2021, a fan's video caught him gesturing wildly at her, his voice raised. With Selena, even when they clashed, the worst moments played out online, not in her face. With Hailey, the tension sometimes leaked into public view. So why the change? Some say it's just timing. Selena met him when he was young, reckless, hungry for romance. Hailey married a man worn down by fame, searching for stability. Others think it's deeper, that a part of him never fully left Selena, and that unresolved feelings cast a long shadow over his marriage. Hailey has taken hit after hit from the public, stood by him through illness, backlash, and personal battles, and yet doesn't seem to get the same grand displays of devotion. Selena, for her part, has begun defending her own narrative, shutting down the idea that her love was anything but real. Justin? He stays quiet, and that silence leaves room for speculation. Because looking back, it's impossible not to notice. Selena got the songs, the surprise dates, the kind of love you shout from rooftops. Hailey gets the quieter moments, but also the public awkwardness, the distance, and sometimes what looks like rejection. In the end, it's one man, two women, and two completely different love stories. One ignited his art, filled with passion and chaos. The other seems calmer, but with that calm comes the absence of the fire that once defined him. Maybe it's growth. Maybe it's loss. Or maybe some loves leave a mark you can't rewrite, no matter how hard you try.